Hello everyone and welcome to this video by Beta CAE Systems. Today we're going to demonstrate the new features of Meta version 21 in the area of automation. Introducing some background, since the development of BetaScript has now become obsolete, we are only developing new functions in Python and hence we can move forward with the extensive use of named arguments. In these terms, all functions in the new API support named arguments, plus also a wide range of old functions which are not deprecated have been given the capability to be used with named arguments as well. Such functions are either cases where we have a big number of optional arguments supported, or we have a lot of lists of element IDs or types, for example, being used as arguments. In addition, meta objects are now used as arguments in a lot of functions, which facilitates a lot the syntax in cases mentioned above, where various lists had to be created firstly and then be given as arguments. Now, the objects may be given as arguments directly, resulting in easier and more efficient handling. We'll see an example straight away. So, starting with this model here, we've got some geometry loaded, and we don't have any scalar or vector results read. We're going to use the function addCentroidScalar on some elements in order to demonstrate the new functionality that we mentioned regarding named arguments and using objects as arguments. So if we open the script editor, we've got a very simple function set up here where we are basically creating a new result set. And once we create this, we want to assign it with a specific value to the visible elements of our model. This is the syntax that we would use so far for our functions, and we notice that we don't use any named arguments, so we need to give our required and optional arguments in their particular order. And also, in the function addCentroidScalar on some elements, we notice that we need to give 3 lists as arguments containing information about the elements, so we need to give element types, element IDs and second IDs, and we need to have created these lists beforehand in our script. Now if we run this, our custom result is added in the scalar results, and if we open the fringe bar, we see that our value has been assigned to our elements. Now I'll delete this and I'll show you the new developments. So again, if we go back to the script editor, we will do the exact same thing using the new functionality. Firstly, we notice that we can now use named arguments, so in cases like this with many optional arguments, we can use a different syntax with a named argument. In addition, in this function here, we are using named arguments for all our required arguments, and also we notice that these are fewer than before, since we can directly use the element objects here instead of the 3 individual lists we saw before. So a single list of element objects is now enough for our function. If we run this, the result is exactly the same as before, with our new result set added with the appropriate value. This brings us to an end with regards to new features in the area of automation. Stay tuned for more videos with new features of Meta version 21 in other disciplines. Thanks for watching!